Super Rugby Power Rankings after round number 15. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to keep this fairly quick as I can. I'm going to start at the bottom with the Sunwolves. 6 in a row, I think that's lost, so it's been a wee while. Far and away the worst team in Super Rugby, and I like backing an underdog. When in doubt, go for the underdog, but yep, there's not much doing there. Waratahs in 14th, down one spot. One win in their last 5 games. I'm not sure how much the Israel Folau saga has affected them, but yeah, the results aren't there on the pitch. But that being said, this year's Super Rugby has been a topsy-turvy thing, so they're above the Sunwolves. 13th and also down one spot, the Blues. So if the Waratahs are 1 in their last 5, the Blues are 1 in their last 4. Plus they had a bye. So, yep. That's my team. It looked so good for a while. They had 4 wins in a row, and then it's kind of back to normal service. But at least they didn't get a hiding against the Crusaders. Next, one of the biggest movers this week are the Reds. I probably had them too high last week, and some of you guys mentioned that, and you're right. The Reds are down 5 spots. That's now 3 losses in a row. They had a bit of a good stretch at the midpoint of the season, but again, that's starting to seem like a long time ago now. So, yep, the Reds are in the bottom row. Interestingly, that makes 3 of the 4 bottom teams in the Aussie Conference. But if you bear with me a second, I've got the Chiefs out of the bottom row for the first time in a long time. The Chiefs are up 3 spots. A win is a win, basically. It wasn't that pretty. It was over the Reds. They just held on. A win is a win. It breaks a pretty poor run, and all these teams lost. So, also we have the Highlanders. They are down 2 spots. So, yeah, not the best tour in South Africa, was it? Could have gone a bit better, but yeah, they're on the bye, chance to regroup, and then 2 last cracks at it before the end of the regular season. So when I take it out to those 6 teams, 3 from the Aussie Conference, 3 from the New Zealand Conference, none from that competitive South African Conference. Taking it up another notch, the Rebels are in 9th. They're up 2 spots after their big win, albeit against the Sunwolves. It was still away. It was still a pretty hot weather game. Guinea went off early. They still managed to put like an 8-1 try performance on, which not everybody's been able to do. So I will give them a bit of credit for that one. So still no South African teams. And the Rebels are actually, log-wise, table-wise, doing better than this. It's just they had a really great start to the season, and same as last year, it's kind of petered out a bit. They might make it this time. We'll kind of watch that space. Next, down 2 spots, the Lions. Just as I thought they were going to sneak up a bit higher, the Lions, I'm not quite sure how they lost that game. They seem to have the better of parts of it, but yep, they lost it. So disappointing for them, not able to get revenge over the Sharks. So the Sharks have done the double on them this season. And yep, they are down 2. Likewise, the Bulls, I've got them down 2 spots as well. Poor showing with no Pollard, basically. You can't put it just down to that, but he is a really key man in everything they do, and they don't quite look the same without him. We've seen the same with the Hurricanes. They lost without Bodie Barrett, so they're far from the only team in that position, but sometimes that is just a thing. Next, and up 4 spots, I've got the Stormers. This is 3 South African teams in a row. The Stormers, yeah, up 4. They haven't really shown us that much of their attacking power this competition, but they showed a bit of that at the weekend, so kudos to them for that. They've kept in touch just long enough, and they've got a chance here to make a run for the playoffs. We'll see if they can get it done. And another South African team, 4 in a row. This must be a first. I've got the Sharks I'm not sure how they won that game, conversely, for the Lions, but they had enough killer instinct to take the opportunities that were in front of them, and their defense held out. So whatever the stats say, it's only that scoreboard that matters, and the Sharks kind of proved that at the weekend. The Brumbies I've got in fourth, kind of unlucky not to move, seeing as they are in very good form. But the other three teams above them, well, one had the bye and the others all won, so they're kind of closing the gap, but not quite able to get up the top. But man, all this without David Pocock, if they can keep it up, happy days. A kind of bright spot on the Aussie Conference at this point. Next, and this one is unfair. Down one spot are the Hurricanes. Unfair because they're on the bye. I say mostly unfair, but it's just recent results, man. They had a bye and a loss, so they haven't won for 2 weeks. Even though it's unfair, I agree it's unfair, but that's just the way it is calculated. That is because these guys, the Jaguares, who are in top form, they are up one spot. They've won recently, so it kind of all evens out as the buys get played throughout the year, but that's just how it gets worked out. So that's not a slight on the Hurricanes, but it's just the way it's calculated. But man, are the Jaguares in top form, enough for Phil Kearns to be saying they should be cut. Interesting that they're only asking for the Jaguares to be cut now that they're good. When they were first couple of seasons kind of towards the bottom end of the table, nobody was saying a word about it. So good on the Jaguares, very good results. Man, these guys. If the Sunwolves are a permanent fixture at 15, these guys are pretty much a permanent fixture at number 1. Very, very good team. Still looking slightly mortal in that they've had a couple of draws and they didn't exactly blow the Blues away in their 2 games against them over the season, but still very, very good. Can you see anybody going into Christchurch and beating them? Maybe the Sharks, because the Sharks seem to like playing away from home. Maybe the Jaguares, because they seem to like touring Australia and New Zealand. I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts. I'm going to go have some kind of lemon ginger drink for my throat. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts. I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.